All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So, I had a request to check this one out. I mean, it's nothing new. Yeah, you guys love the Basketball Universe channel, don't you? So do I, though. So it's actually pretty cool. This one is titled "The Impossible Standard: Michael Jordan, 1991 through 1993." Fair enough, man. Yeah, first repeat MJ was just a perfect specimen of basketball, essentially. So this is going to be pretty cool to watch. Guys, if you haven't checked out Basketball Universe's channel, the link is down below in the description. Highly recommend checking out this channel. Also, you see a list of channel members. Shout out to you guys. I really appreciate you. I swear, even when I'm trying to avoid copyright claims, they still keep coming, man. And that thing that happens where I clear the checks, I release the video, and then like an hour later, I get the copyright claims like stacking. This is an ongoing problem, and I don't know if a lot of people are talking about this in particular, or if this is just happening. I don't know. Anyways, YouTube problems. It's ridiculous. My point is, thank you, channel members. I really appreciate it. More and more so the longer I'm doing this. I really appreciate the support, because these copyright claims are freaking out of control at this point, and really disheartening. So I really appreciate the lift up and the uplift from you guys, the community. And sorry for that ramble. I wasn't supposed to ramble about this on this intro, but here we are. Guys, let's do this. Like the vid if you could, hit that hype button if you see it, and let's get right into this video from Basketball Universe about 91 through 93 MJ, first repeat. Let's go.
Why is it extremely improbable that anyone will ever surpass Michael Jordan as the GOAT? Among many reasons is what he accomplished from 1991 to 1993. There are a few who have challenged him when it comes to the greatest single seasons, but how many were able to come back even better the next year, and then even better the following season? There is not a single player that have surpassed what he did for 3 straight years. The more deeply we look into those seasons, the more convinced we'll be that we'll never see anything better than prime Michael Jordan. Here's a simplistic overview of his major accomplishments during that stretch. 3 titles, 3 finals MVPs, 2 regular season MVPs, 3 scoring titles, and 3 All-NBA first team, as well as defensive first team selections. It simply doesn't get any better than that, and it can easily be proven. There have only been 3 players who can say that they've been the best player on a team that won at least 3 consecutive titles. The other 2 players are Bill Russell and Shaquille O'Neal. Keep in mind that the Finals MVP wasn't introduced until 1969.
Yeah.
Russell doesn't officially have any Finals MVPs to his name.
Yeah, I learned that in yesterday's video about Prime Larry Bird, or on the Prime Larry Bird channel.
But I believe he would have strung 3 in a row when he won that crazy run of 8 straight titles. This gives an idea of how extremely difficult it is for a player to lead their team to a three-peat. For Jordan to be among 3 players that ever accomplished this is impressive enough. But that's just the beginning. Did you know that there have only been 4 players that ever win the scoring title and Finals MVP in the same season?
Wait, say that again?
Is impressive enough. But that's just the beginning. Did you know that there have only been 4 players that ever win the scoring title and Finals MVP in the same season?
Interesting.
Kareem first did it in 1971. Shaq did it in 2000, and Chae did it in 2025.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Michael did it in 3 straight years. Other players need to conserve their energy to withstand the tough road of winning back-to-back titles. Jordan is the rare exception. He doesn't just sustain his level of play, he gets better. Out of the 3 seasons, 1993 is when he averaged the most points. Here's the crazy part. He only missed 6 games during those 3 years.
Crazy.
And he was averaging nearly 40 minutes per game in 1993.
I think he did even worse. Better, I should say. The second three-peat. I think he went 82 one of the seasons, and I don't recall him missing more than 1 or 2 games. I don't know. I'm not going to look it up right now, but you guys can look it up. That second three-peat, I'd be surprised if he missed more than like 4 or 5 games the entire the entire 3 seasons, which is what's crazy. I don't know how he had the energy, and in '93, how he had that energy, and then how in '98 he had that energy, because he's not out here load managing.
In this era, players would be under a minutes restriction to preserve their energy. Michael didn't need those kind of handicaps.
No.
This is one of the biggest reasons why the Bulls were able to remain so dominant. Here's another record that he is mostly responsible for. There have only been 3 teams that ever win back-to-back titles while posting over 60 wins. The Showtime Lakers were the first ones to do it in 1987 and 1988. Michael Jordan and the Bulls did it in 1991 and 1992. Then he turned around and did it again from 1996 to 1998. This is what happens when your best player doesn't take his foot off the gas.
Yeah.
He dominates you in the regular season and the playoffs.
Yeah, but we've all seen those teams that, like, you win the championship and then the next year you miss the playoffs, and it blows my mind. But yeah, you got to have that durability.
That is what we saw in 1991 and 1992. In their first title run, the Bulls won 61 games. Then in the playoffs, they won 15-2. That is tied for the 4th highest playoff win percentage for the shot clock era. In 1992, they had one of the greatest single seasons ever. They are tied with the 7th highest win total by a team that won the title.
Nice.
They won 67 games.
Yeah, I always shout out that '92 team. It doesn't get nearly enough love for whatever reason. I'm not sure why.
Top of that, they finished in the top 11 in both margin of victory and simple rating system.
67
On
wins.
average, they beat their opponents by double digits. They are only one of 14 teams to have a margin of victory of over 10 points per game. By the way, only 3 of those teams were coming off a championship. That's the 1972 Bucks, the 1992 Bulls, and the 1997 Bulls. Is it any coincidence that the 2 players who are front and center in the GOAT conversation have been able to lead their teams to historically dominant seasons after reaching the mountaintop? For the vast majority of teams, they take a dip whenever they've reached the ultimate goal.
Yep.
It's human nature to play with less fire and intensity.
Good pause on Shaq. 100%. Yep. He started taking it easy right after that first championship and was still naturally so gifted that he was able to still perform at a peak for the next 2 seasons. But Shaq, he admits it, that hunger wasn't really there after that first championship. He was tired, banged up, and he wanted to just sit in the pool and eat all day.
When you've won. That's why teams rarely duplicate the same kind of success. Michael Jordan refuses to get complacent. He is out to prove something every time he steps on the court. For someone who's looking to take his GOAT title, you have to be as intense a competitor as he was.
Yep, and as much respect as I have for the San Antonio Spurs, if I'm correct, I do believe this is the truth. I don't think they ever won back-to-back championships. It's hard. It really is difficult.
It's much harder to dominate when every single opponent is giving you their best shot because you're the defending champions. Michael thrived under those conditions. There's no question that his mentality and competitiveness allowed the Bulls to have as much success as they did. There are very few who are wired the same way. But basketball universe, those are team accomplishments. Why are you giving Jordan so much credit? That's because he was playing at such a high level. He was insanely good during the regular season. Let's start with 1991. He averaged 31.5 points on nearly 54% shooting,
54.
6 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 2.7 steals per game. That stat line is as unique as it gets. There is only one other player who has been that productive on both ends of the floor. Rick Barry is the only other player to average at least 30 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2.5 steals per game. He accomplished this in his legendary 1975 season. Now let's talk about
Hold up. I just wanted to... I can't see the season. Can I? I can't. Oh, there we are. So, dang, man. Jordan 87. Yeah, 87, 88. That makes sense. So, 92, 93. Or everyone likes when I just say the second number. So, 93, 91, 90, 89, 88. God dang, man. Yeah. Shoot.
He accomplished this in his legendary 1975 season. Now let's talk about his efficiency. The there have only been 7 players to average at least 31 points while shooting over 53% from the field.
And I'm sure there's a bunch of you who are wondering why, like, I always, on a stat line, I'm always looking at shooting percentage. Hey, man, the way I was taught when I was young was if you're going to miss more shots than you're going to make, you can sit your ass on the freaking bench. Okay? So, like, this 3-point shooting era is a little weird for me, because even the best 3-point shooters are missing more than they make. So I've always been accustomed, and I've been a harsh critic of players like Kobe Bryant in his early years, and Allen Iverson as well when he first came around, because I'm like, nah, they're shooting in their 40s. Not good enough. You know, got to get above 50%. But yeah, it's because of Michael Jordan that I have that standard. But it's probably not fair because it's rare. But yeah, man, he spent almost his entire career, minus his final 2 seasons, above 50%.
Notice that Jordan is the only perimeter player on that list.
Bernard King, we could argue, but outside of that, I got no gripes with that.
Now let's move on to his advanced metrics. He earned 20.3 win shares. He posted a 10.8 Valley over replacement player rating, a 12 box plus minus, and a 31.6 PER. If you're not big on analytics, let me explain how legendary those numbers are. Here are the number of players who have posted over 20 win shares for a single season. It's only happened 15 times since the shot clock era.
Dude, they're all big men. Okay, except for Oscar. My bad. Dang. So it's just MJ and Oscar, and outside of that, they're all big guys.
And only the best of the best have accomplished this. Now here are the players who have posted a Valley over replacement player rating of 10 or higher. Only 5 players have ever done it. If we add the 2 stats together, this is what we find.
Oh, one thing I wanted to look at. When was LeBron in there? 08, 09. Okay. KG with Minnesota still. David Robinson, 93, 94. Yeah. He's having a field day while him and Hakeem were having a field day while MJ was gone.
Ever done it. If we add the 2 stats together, this is what we find. Only Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and David Robinson have earned over 20 win shares and have posted a Valley over replacement player rating of 10 or higher in the same season. Notice that Jordan's 1991 season is the only one of the 4 that reached the finals in the same year, let alone won the title. On top of that, he posted the 8th highest box plus minus and the 10th highest PER for a single season. Unsurprisingly, he is the only perimeter player in the top 10 for both categories. Those 2 stats are dominated by big men, but his productivity and efficiency were up there with players such as Kareem and Jokic. The numbers.
It's wild. The thing is, if MJ can average above 50% while making shots like this all day, every day, what's the excuse for wide open shooters?
Clearly indicate
Look at this.
He had one of the greatest regular seasons ever. What's crazy about that statement is that he played even better in the playoffs. He averaged 31.1 points on 52% shooting, 8.4 assists, 6.4 rebounds, and 2.4 steals per game. Did you know this is only the 2nd time that a championship winning player averaged over 30 points and 8 assists per game for the playoffs? Only Nikola Jokic in 2023 averaged those numbers during his title run.
Yeah.
This is easily among the most dominant all-around numbers that a player has averaged for the playoffs. What puts his playoff run to another level is what he did in the finals. Against Magic Johnson and the Lakers, he averaged a stat line that we've never seen on the biggest stage. He averaged 31.2 points on 56%
56%
shooting, 11.4 assists, 6.6 rebounds, and 2.8 steals per game. No one has ever averaged over 31 points and 11 assists in the finals. When you mix that with his team losing only 2 games, we can say that this is in the running for the greatest playoff run by a player. Then, when you mix that with what he did in the regular season, we can say that Michael Jordan had the greatest single season from start to finish. That's what the numbers and the eye test say. But then it came back in 1992 and he looked even better. Let's start with the stat line. He averaged 30.1 points on 52% shooting, 6.4 rebounds, 6.1 assists, and 2.3 steals per game. Once again, he made history. Before that year, only Kareem was able to lead a team to over 65 victories while averaging over 30 points.
Wow.
He destroyed the narrative that a volume scorer couldn't lead a team to a historically dominant season and win a title.
Especially a perimeter player or a guard.
Since then, only Chae was able to enter this elite company. But that's not all. There is only one other player who has been able to average at least 30 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and 2 steals per game. That was James Harden in
just look right off the bat. Look how different that number is. Before he gets into it, okay, so yeah, it's his Houston year. Yeah, but it didn't result to winning.
2019. It was another legendary all-around season. We're not just saying that because of the number of steals he averaged. It would be foolish to say that James Harden was an elite defender because he averaged over 2 steals. If we look at the polls for the Defensive Player of the Year, Jordan finished 3rd behind Dennis Rodman and David Robinson. In other words, he was considered the best perimeter defender in the league along with Scottie Pippen. That's what makes this truly unfair. Even when you're statistically up to par with Michael, there's still a large gap. Jordan was equally great on offense and defense.
Yeah, no, and it's a solid point, and I always try to bring it up too, because anybody offensively who could ever get close, even close to Michael Jordan's level, you look at the other end of the game, and there's no comparison to what MJ did on defense versus what these guys are doing on defense. That's what just makes him the greatest player of all time. And it resulted in a lot of winning, 6 championships. So to me, there's no denying it. I'm waiting to see another player like this because, Kobe Bryant was great, but he wasn't this absolute monster on defense, in my opinion. He was the closest, and I really appreciate that he was playing solid defense, but it's still not at a Michael Jordan level. Dwayne Wade started looking like he was going to get there, and I'm listing guards here. He started looking like he was going to get there because, boy, did he have all the offensive tricks, minus maybe a deep ball. And, dude, he was playing some solid defense in his prime. Unfortunately, injuries took away that whole thing. So, dude, yeah. To beat Michael Jordan in a GOAT debate, like to top Michael Jordan, I don't see how it's possible. I'm looking at you, Wemby, because you're the only one I can see who's like the best guy on offense and defense on the floor every day. But we'll see. We'll see how he adjusts to everything. See how he adjusts to getting in foul trouble, and we'll see if he is going to accept being pushed out to the perimeter or if he's going to just plant himself deep into the paint and catch the ball there. I feel like he needs to study a little bit of Shaquille O'Neal to learn. If I catch the ball closer to the rim, everything is easier.
Now that he knew how to win, he was an even more dangerous player.
Yeah. That
was displayed in the 1992 playoffs, as his scoring numbers went up significantly. He averaged 34.5 points on 50% shooting, 6.2 rebounds, 5.8 assists, and 2 steals per game. Up to that point, that was the highest scoring average by any player who ended up winning the title. Unfortunately, this record wouldn't last long. He started off making even more history when he tormented the Miami Heat in the first round. He averaged 45 points per game on 61% shooting. That's the 3rd highest mark for a series ever. But you know what the famous saying is? It's not how you start, but how you finish. In the finals, he averaged 35.8 points, 6.5 assists, 4.8 rebounds, and 1.7 steals per game. But what about his shooting numbers? Was he efficient? He averaged 53% from the field, 43% from the 3, and 89% from the free throw. That is nearly a 50-40-90 split. He was ultra efficient while posting the 8th highest scoring average for the finals.
He was 1 percentage point away from getting a 50-40-90?
Who else but MJ could perform at this level on the biggest stage? That's right, Michael. I just don't know.
I don't know either.
He wins back-to-back titles, MVPs, and finals MVPs. Then he goes to Barcelona and helps Team USA win a gold medal. That's not much of an off season.
No, it's not.
He has played a ton of basketball in the past 2 seasons.
In fact, I saw this sit-down interview with Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen. And it was in the beginning of the 92-93 season, right after the Olympics. And they were talking about it because they weren't taking time off, like they would nowadays. But they were talking about, like, having to, like, kind of take it easy a little bit in the beginning of the season to get, to make sure that they're ready for the playoffs. But the funny thing is like these guys just show up to work every day regardless. And I respect the hell out of that. Because if you're going to rest, you like to rest up for the playoffs. Hey, if you used to play in 40 minutes, try playing 36 a night. That should help. You know what I mean? If that's too much, play 30 a night. Whatever you got to do, but keep showing up for the fans, man.
For most players, you would be worried that their bodies would start breaking down as the year progressed. Michael showed no signs of slowing down. In fact, he was even more aggressive. His numbers increased in points, rebounds, and steals. He averaged 32 points on 49.5% shooting, 6.7 rebounds, 5.5 assists, and 2.8 steals per game. He led the league in points and steals per game. If we look at the polls for the Defensive Player of the Year, Jordan finished second behind Hakeem Olajuwon.
Wow.
For 3 straight regular seasons, he was the top scorer and one of the top defenders. But this was just an appetizer of what he was going to do in the playoffs. He beat his own record and produced the highest playoff scoring average by any player to win the title. He averaged 35.1 points on 48% shooting, 6.7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals per game. That record still stands today. But you know what the famous saying is, right? It's not how you start,
it's how you
but
finish.
how you finish. In the final,
I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about it when I clicked on this video. We're going to end with the 93 finals, aren't we? Yeah, go ahead, Basketball Universe. Tell me what he did in the 93 finals against the Suns. Do it.
He averaged 41 points on 51% shooting, 8.5 rebounds, 6.3 assists, and 1.7 steals per game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the highest scoring average in NBA Finals history.
I know.
This is how he ended this remarkable 3-year period. He kept getting better and better, even after putting his body through so much. But let's take it a step further. Among those record-breaking averages, he also gave us so many iconic moments. He wasn't just a statistical anomaly. Trust me, no one ever complained that his style of play was boring or bad for the game. Instead, we were marveling at the things he could do. He would use the stage to present moves that we've never seen before. That's what makes his efficiency so impressive.
That's what makes me sad about Tim Duncan's legacy, is because it was a kind of boring style of play, very routine, very, I don't want to say predictable, but we know what kind of shots he's going to take. He's not going to amaze us until we see the stat line and we're like, holy crap, kind of like a Jokic thing. After a game, you're like, damn, man, he stacked those stats. No wonder why they won. But Jordan was out there, like, we had our jaw dropped, like, in amazement. So he already had our attention like that. And then to go ahead and just be the most efficient guard out there and just stack championships and do all the things that he did, shoot. It's Michael freaking Jordan, man.
The degree of difficulty of some of the shots he was taking was off the charts. And when you needed him to come through in the clutch, he delivered. Like when he made this game-tying shot in Game 3 of the 1991 final that forced overtime. Or when he made this buzzer-beating shot that ended the series against the Cavaliers in 1993. Or how about what he did to the Knicks in Game 7 of the 1992 semifinals? He had 42 points on 52% shooting, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals. Then there are all the record-breaking performances, like when he scored 56 points on 67% shooting against the Miami Heat in their 1992 first-round series. That is tied for the 4th highest scoring mark in playoff history. Then there was the game when he scored 54 points on 60% shooting against the New York Knicks.
On what?
game when he scored 54 points on 60% shooting against the New York Knicks in their 1993 Conference Finals matchup. Let's not forget that they were the #1 defensive team in the league that season. Then, in the finals, he scored 55 points on 57% shooting in Game 4. That is tied for the second.
Wait, I'm sorry, you guys. I just got to hear it again.
5 points on 57% shooting.
57%. So that was the game where in a press conference, it was Dan Marley and Charles Barkley. And Barkley was cracking jokes about how many shots Jordan took. But that's the thing. He's making way more than he's missing. So he can shoot as much as he wants, man. I only give people crap about taking like 30 shots in a game. If they're shooting 30-40%, I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man? But if you're shooting above 50%, there's no other person I'd rather have take the shot than someone who's making more than they're missing. Go ahead, green light all day.
In Game 4, that is tied for the second highest scoring game in finals history.
Yeah.
When it was all said and done, media heads and former players alike were conceding that he was the greatest player of all time. They couldn't help but respect what he accomplished in those 3 years. It was common knowledge that no one before him was playing at that level, and we certainly haven't seen anyone else come close since. Not even he could top what he did when he went on his second three-peat run. It was still historic, but not as dominant. He set the bar too high. For those who are good enough to enter the GOAT conversation.
The irony is he didn't give a damn about that. He just wanted to win more championships. That's all he cared about. But yeah, did he come close? Pretty close. But yeah, nothing tops first three-peat Jordan when it comes to the stats and all that. I always give second three-peat Jordan credit because he was smarter. But yeah, his body had slowed down a little bit at that point.
One all-time great season is not good enough. You have to do it again and again. Many have tried, and they've all failed.
That's what dominance is. That's why when people say, like, oh, LeBron's been dominating for 20 years. I'm like, dominating what? You win one championship, and then, like, you don't win for 5 years, and you come back and win another championship? Like, you know, four rings in 22 years. It's not domination.
It's a standard that's impossible to reach. Who do you think has come the closest? Will anyone ever top what he did in those 3 seasons?
I hope so.
Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it, man. Great video. Fantastic video, guys. Go check out the Basketball Universe channel. Link is down below in the description. Man, I say it all the time. I hope I get to see it. That's all I'm asking for at this point as a basketball fan, is I want to live to see the day where someone even greater than Michael Jordan comes around. Because, guys, it's been 22 years since he retired, officially retired, right? 22 years. I'm ready. I'm ready for somebody new to come around and go like, holy crap, no one will ever top this, you know? But so far, it's looking like, I'd say but like it's the majority of us who are alive at this time. When we all said no one can top Jordan, no one can outdo this. Well, so far we've been right for a lot of years. So yeah, I'm the biggest Jordan fan you could possibly be, but I do want to live long enough to be able to witness that player's career that we say, now that's the greatest of all time. You know, we all agree, all of us old heads, all of the young fans, all of us just go, yep, that's the guy. You know, there's no doubt in my mind. You know, this guy won 10 championships in 15 years, and he was shooting 60% and, you know, kind of complete game, defensive player of the year multiple times, led the league in scoring 15 years. Like, I want to see that guy. But until then, we be talking about Michael Jordan. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to head out of here. Thank you so much for watching as usual. I had a good time. I'll see you all in the comments. Let me know if there's one player that you're watching right now that you think has an actual potential to become that guy who can surpass Michael Jordan right now. Who is it? Who is it? Because we're usually all rooting for somebody to do it. Me, I'm rooting for Wemby. He's the only one, mindset-wise, physique-wise, where I'm like, this is something new, and this could be something special. or it could go the complete opposite of that, and he could have zero success in the NBA as outside of just like individual stats. We don't know yet. It's way too early to tell, but he's the one I got my eye on, thinking maybe you have a shot. Let me know in your mind. I mean, is it like Luka? Is it Shea? Is it Giannis? Like, you know, is it Jokic? Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking down below. All right, guys. All right. Like the vid. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Hit that subscribe plus if you want to support the channel. And most importantly, it's the be water, my friends.